Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have another Collecta figure as we just continue to pile these on here because I just recently, as I stated a few times, received a large box of Collecta figures. So I've got a whole bunch to get through that I never had before. And as long as you're enjoying them, trust me, I am 100% enjoying them. So be prepared for lots of Collecta to grace the channel. And this one is another 2018 figure that I was unable to acquire back when it had initially released. It was one that for some stupid reason I skipped over at the time, and I don't know why, because it is honestly breathtakingly beautiful in person. This is the Drinking Mantellisaurus. Now, one thing I do want to say straight away is the fact that, as I said, this is the drinking version, yet it's now 2019, and we haven't had another version, so I don't really know why the drinking name had to go with it. We could obviously tell that it is definitely drinking, but the fact that they stated it was a drinking Mantellisaurus had me have high hopes that we were going to get maybe another version or even a few other versions, but unfortunately that is not the case so far, as we only have this drinking version. However, I am still really excited to have any figure of this species because I have yet to ever see one made by anyone. This is the first time, and that's not surprising when it comes to Collecta. More often than not, when it comes to introducing a new species to the prehistoric collecting line, they're usually heading the charge and pulling out new figures all the time of new species. So it's awesome, as always, that Collecta has decided to produce this beautiful looking relation of Iguanodon, and it really is a very nice looking figure. I definitely like the paint application as well. I was actually shocked at just how nice the paint app looks on this when I pulled it out of the box, but let's go ahead, we'll get a closer look and we'll check it out right there. So starting up here at the head sculpt, you can see just how incredibly nice this looks, and you don't get like a nice dark wash on this figure like you might see on a lot of other figures. It's got a very clean looking paint application, but I think it looks honestly really nice on this figure, and due to the very fine scaling of the figure, I don't think really a dark wash would probably have worked too well for this, except for maybe on the underbelly, but not up here on the upper part of the animal. It could have looked a little bit nicer, but honestly, I don't really think it could have made much of a difference. However, as you can see, the head sculpt looks incredible. You can see the eyes are really beautifully painted with a nice black, giving a really beautiful and very realistic gloss to help it shine in the light like you would expect it to see if it were actually alive. The beak up here on the end of the mouth looks really nice. You can see the nice pinkish coloration on the inside of the mouth there. You can also see the tongue sticking out, as this is taking a drink, like I had stated. So that helps to show you just that it is actually slurping up some water. You can also see right here behind the eye area that the ear is present, so that's really cool to see. There's also the nostril right there. So it definitely looks really nice as far as the head sculpt goes. And the paint application, I do like the nice brown, that lighter brown, and then that like yellowish brown, and then you've got this little splotch of red around the eye area and some nice whites. It really helps to give it a very flashy look. As we start to lead back the neck, you can see lots of very nice, very fine scaling, along with kind of these ridges that run along the spinal column of the animal, which have been given a really nice whitish coloration to help them jump out at you, and you can see that it runs almost the entire length of the dinosaur. You can come up here, you can see the shoulder blade there a little bit from the skin stretching here from this arm pulling forward as it is holding itself up to take the drink. You see some nice creases here in the joint of the elbow. And then we come down into the hands. The hand sculpt also looks really nice. Really beautifully painted nails all over the place. And then as we come back up into the stomach, you can see that the stomach's definitely pretty well fed. He's got a little bulging stomach there, so he looks like he's pretty healthy. Beautiful scaling once again in the stomach region. Due to the lighter coloration of the figure, the scaling really shines throughout this figure, and that's for sure. You see some nice creases here as this leg is pushing into the stomach. Some beautiful muscle tone right there in the thigh as well. And here you can really see those nice stripes. I do love that area of this. Helps to give it such an incredibly striking look, and I would love to see this style of paint application on like a larger figure and a little bit more detailed. I think it looks really incredible. And the stripes continue down the leg right here. As you get down here into the calf, they kind of stop, and then you have a nice, very solid one here right under the ankle area. And then you've got the beautiful sculpted foot and nicely painted nails here on the rear legs. And then we come up here into the tail, and again that very nice scaling runs out the entire length of the tail, and you have this beautiful striped appearance as we do run out the rest of the tail. It looks really quite incredible. Due to it just taking a drink, there's not much difference from this side to the opposing side. You can see some nice wrinkles here in the skin as this leg is pushing back. The front leg is pushing into the stomach a little bit there, kind of bunching the skin up. You can make out some very beautiful muscle tone there in the upper part of the front leg, or arm, I guess you could say, depends on how you want to term that. And then as you look here into the stomach, you can again see the bulge of the stomach a little bit, kind of showing that it is very healthy as far as its eating habits. A little bit of skin stretching there off of this rear leg as the leg is stretching back. Beautiful scaling everywhere. And one thing that is really cool is, on top of this being very flashy looking as far as the paint application goes, if you look at it up close, the paint is applied so nicely. It is so natural looking. It really looks like it belongs on the animal. Then as we come down the leg, you can see the nice sculpted foot on this side as well. I think the only thing I don't really like about this figure, honestly, is this stripe right here, right under the ankle, because it really kind of makes it look like he's wearing like bracelets or ankle bracelets or something like that, or maybe he's on probation or something and he's got an ankle bracelet on that way. I don't know, but I think these look great, but this one isn't perfect. There's just that one little slight downside, I think. Very nice scaling again as we run out the length of the tail. The tail is really quite nicely straight, and overall I think this is a beautiful looking figure. The underside is really nicely sculpted. You've got the cloaca back there, which does appear to be a little bit dirty, just to have that extra bit of realism. But yeah, really, really beautiful. As far as the size goes on our Drinking Mantellisaurus, from the head to the tail, you're looking at about 6 inches or about 15.5 centimeters. For a length, the highest point is probably going to be the part of the tail right here. So about 2.25 inches or about 5.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is the Papo T-Rex, and you can see that this is a standard figure, so it's a much smaller figure when it comes to Collecta's normal deluxe line. You can see that being a standard figure, it's definitely a good bit smaller. That really shines through here next to the much larger Papo Rex. But considering the Papo Rex is a large figure, it's not very surprising that this is so small, but you can see just how much incredible sculpt and detail is crammed into this Mantellisaurus, so it is still incredibly beautiful considering the small size. And in fact, the small size might be a good thing, just due to the fact that you'll be able to fit it in your collection easier without it taking up a ton of room like our much larger Papo Rex. So this Mantellisaurus is awesome. It really is. The overall appearance of it is beautiful. I love the sculpt. I love the fact that it is drinking. And in fact, I think this is the very first model that I have of a drinking dinosaur. So that is really, really awesome and groundbreaking as far as my collection goes, as I, like I said, have not had a drinking dinosaur before. So you get to be the first collect a Mantellisaurus. And I do think that the overall sculpting is really nice. Now that I have this in hand, it's really kind of depressing that I didn't go ahead and get a hold of it earlier. I don't know why I sat on it so long, but I'm really glad that it is now here and is now in my collection. It's something that I definitely love overall. I think it looks beautiful and definitely could take some very cool pictures with this outside. When you come across a nice body of water, it could look incredible as far as images go with it. The paint application is definitely bright and really flashy, but it's at the same time, it just somehow looks so natural on this figure. It definitely is a very nice paint application and a beautiful paint scheme that they went with. It kind of has that sort of like war paint look that Collecta does tend to do from time to time, but on this figure it really looks incredible, and I love all the striping down the tail. It's something that I really think looks great on hadrosaurs and iguanodons at the same time. It's just something about that species of dinosaur that the striping down the tail looks so cool. One of the reasons that I love the Pterobibitat Parasaurolophus so much, because it just has that beautiful striping down the tail, and that's exactly what you see here with this Collecta standard Mantellisaurus. It honestly is beautiful everywhere you look, and I highly recommend this figure to anybody that is interested in picking it up. So if you are in fact interested, I will include a link in the description to everythingdinosaur.com where you can go buy this beautiful Collecta model for yourself. So check the description, head on over there and pick this beauty up. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.